course, when things are coming out of the club like that, it's because there's a lot of dissension. There's a lot of unhappy players there.
Probably surprise name to come into the squad, but like what you said in terms of she's come in, she's fitted in straight away, and that is a sign of somebody that wants to play for England desperately.
People kept saying that, why do you constantly mention Freya Godfrey? Every 2 seconds, Freya Godfrey, Freya Godfrey. But I thought that...
Go on, say it again.
Freya Godfrey. I thought that China, she should have got some minutes. Just, you know, Wembley.
Going from experience of being a senior player in a dressing room, if that information had come out and a lot of people have read it, it would piss me off.
Seriously?
It would make me angry, yeah. Welcome back to Crossways. I'm Steph Houghton and this is...
Ian Wright, I am.
How are you, Ian?
I'm really good.
Ian Wright.
I am Ian Wright, yeah. I'm really good at the moment, Steph. Obviously, yesterday, the England game.
Yeah. Shall we start talking about England?
Yes. We should start talking about England because obviously the year's over. I think it's finished well for them, unbeaten. Done pretty well. Obviously, the last 2 games were really quite hard, I think, to gauge what's going on because China were very, very disappointing. And I think Ghana were quite surprisingly well organised. They only needed a little bit more creativity up front and to break through. They might have caused problems. But in respects of England and how they played and the changes that came in, I think Lucia Kendall done fantastically.
Yeah, she did.
You know what I like about her is that, and Marianne Spacey came on and done a really nice piece about how she plays and how she approaches the game. And it seems like she hasn't changed from when she was younger in respects of how she approached it. Because she come into that England squad and she's just come in and she's playing as she plays. Now, the reason why that kind of stands out as well is because when you look at the players that have come in, like a Grace Clinton, like a Missy Bo Kearns, you know, even going back to Ruby Mason, they kind of come in and they feel like they're treading on ice, a little bit of thin ice there.
Yeah.
Where she's come in and she's really made a play for it because that's a position for me for England come 2026. We're going to need players who are good enough and confident enough to really cause a problem.
I like everything about her, if I'm being honest. I think probably surprise name to come into the squad, but like what you said in terms of she's come in, she's fitted in straight away, and that is a sign of somebody that wants to play for England desperately and to go back to a hometown of Southampton and score. And I love the celebration,
She was emotional, I think. You know, she was emotional because Serena came and done the interview afterwards and she said she celebrated like she just scored in the Champions League, right? Which we thought was, okay, you know what I mean? It's her second language. She's saying it like, oh my gosh, she celebrated so much. But you have to understand what it means to Lucia. And
Definitely.
And like even like Marianne Spacey, how happy she was afterwards. One of the great Marianne Spacey, I should say. And I could see it in her celebration, Steph. She scored the goal because what I loved about it, the way she tracked herself into the box.
Yeah.
I did say to her about scoring more goals. She said, yeah, that's what she's working on. She naturally tracked herself into the box, and then obviously it's poor from the defender that came out. She had a tap in. But when she ran off, you could see the realisation on her face, what she'd just done. And it's a beautiful moment.
I think, you know what, I don't think we see that enough for England when like these girls that come in and make their debuts and perform as well as she has over them few games. To have that emotion, to know what it means to play for England. I think sometimes we lose that a little bit, even when we're talking about like you're playing for your country and you're a young player and you're playing at your home stadium. I think it's absolutely unbelievable, and we've been waiting for Serena to give players chances and it's up to the players to then take their chances. She certainly has, and I like what you said about her getting in the box because honestly, I think if England are going to progress, we need another box-to-box midfielder that can create goals and not put the pressure on just Rousseau and Aggie Beaver-Jones to score.
Properly affect the box. You know, you want to see more from Ella Toone, from a Georgia Stanway. You know, if you're going to have somebody in the midfield, obviously we've got a Kira Walsh who's going to be the holder. You know, we still got to worry about if she's going to get marked out of a game, what we do there. But we still need someone like how Lucia can get forward from the midfield and help to, you know what I mean, create or score. Support, all those great things that a midfielder should do. And I don't think we get enough out of our midfield. So
she's provided competition as well now, hasn't she?
Exactly what she's done. You know who else has done well? I think Taylor Hines, especially in the 1v1s. Obviously, you want to see her against higher opposition. But like, she wants to get forward. She wants to pass. She wants to get into the final third. And she's very good, like I say, in the defensive, in the 1v1s. So I think that's something that she could maybe take that place for now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who's coming. Who else is coming as a left back?
I think that's probably, like we said before we came on air, was like, what do we still need? And I think that left back area is still something where I'm not 100% sure we're really set on who's going to play there. Obviously, Neve played in the China game.
Yeah.
Taylor's come in and played really well. So I think for me, I think we do need that natural left footer, especially with the likes of, if you're going to play Hempo on that side, you need someone that's able to give her the ball straight away rather than come back inside on your right foot. But I think Taylor, in terms of all attributes, she could be that person. I'd like to see her against like the best wingers in the world.
Exactly what you want. You know what else I'd like to see as well? Someone like Maya Letizier.
I'm really happy for her, me.
I was quite pleased for her as well. You know what? I'm quite with Lotta. I feel for Lotta simply because you got Maya who's playing at the minute. She played with her yesterday, obviously. Then you got Leah coming back, and you got Katie Reid coming back, and you got Alex Greenwood coming back. So I feel like Lotta being there and playing, as great as it is for her, you can see that it's going to be really difficult for her once these lot come back. Mm-hmm. So you know what I mean? I feel for her in that respect because she gives so much. She gives so much though.
No matter what you give, that's just how it is, unfortunately.
It really is unfortunate.
Lotta seems to be that person all the time.
You know, again, like you look at her yesterday, apart from her little slip, she had a little slip in the first half, which couldn't actually happen. Not a foot wrong again.
Yeah.
I know they didn't do much, but like her passing, she's never afraid to pass it through. She's never afraid to knock the long ball. And she's somebody that you could see in the squad. But when you've got that many centre halves who are going to be coming back, someone's going to miss out. Because I do believe, like for me, Maya Letizier is she's got a very good chance. Her and Katie Reid I think could form a good partnership, or her and someone, because she's got good pace, she's good one-on-one. You know, she ain't got a problem playing out from defence. You know, that for me looks pretty solid at the moment.
Yeah.
I like her. I like what Maya Letizier's done.
No, I think, you know what, in terms of her form for United, even when United have maybe gone through a bit of a rough patch over the last few weeks, I think she's one that's really stood up. And I think we mentioned it on the last episode, was that when you have that captaincy and that leadership role, it brings sometimes the best out of players. And I think it certainly has with her. And to be able to see her start 2 games for England in her position is massive. And I think you can build on confidence, and you can kind of just, all you can do is, if you're getting picked, is just perform. And no matter who you're playing against, whether it's China, Ghana, Brazil in the last camp, I think the most important thing is that you just make sure you maintain your levels, and you put yourself in for a chance of getting selected again, no matter when you've got the captain coming back, with Leah coming back, which will be probably the January, February camp. Of course, she's going to come straight back in, and rightly so, but you've just got to still be able to be available and like just put yourself out there.
You know something, in respects of the ease of the games as well, even the games, is that going to make a difference, you think? Because obviously we've not seen Maya tested, we've not seen Taylor Hines tested properly. We're going to obviously want to see Lucia tested more. You know, do you think that we have to wait until we get into a tournament situation where we're going to find out? Because I get the impression Serena, she'll just revert back to the people that she knows once it gets to a tough game.
It's mad because these 4 games, like straight after a tournament, when you've won the tournament, I think these 4 games, like it's hard to put into kind of like context where they fit in terms of the calendar and where you want to be and experience that as a player. It's hard to then go again for the 4 games. And you look at the starting 11 against China at Wembley, a chance to play in front of a sold-out Wembley. For young players to maybe experience that, you're going to only the keeper that's probably never experienced that type of atmosphere. And I'm like, surely just make some changes. So
I felt for Freya Godfrey. People kept saying that, why do you constantly mention Freya Godfrey? Every 2 seconds, Freya Godfrey, Freya Godfrey. But I thought that...
Go on, say it again.
Freya Godfrey, right? I thought that China, she should have got some minutes. Just, you know, Wembley. You know, throw her on.
As a reward as well, like...
Just throw her on to get the feel of Wembley. And then...
You know who used to be like this, though? Hope Powell used to be like this. You had to really, like, earn your, like...
Oh, gosh.
Your 2 minutes, but...
Yeah, but you earn it just by getting called in. What do you mean earn 2 minutes once you get there? Obviously, when you're training with the better players, you can't wait to play with them. This and that. But if you're winning 8-0, if you're winning 6, if you're winning 5-0...
I can't believe it was 8-0, by the way.
To be honest, for what are they, 16th, ranked 16th?
I was like trying to pick them up on radio. I was thinking, they're going to be organised. It's going to be hard to break down. Then 20 minutes in, it's 5-0.
I said about that as well. I was saying to the guys, and we said it off air, I didn't say it on air, is that I'm quite pleased that with the progress that the English FA have made, with everything what we're doing with grassroots, everything what we're doing to giving the girls the opportunities to play, and the way we're moving, I ain't got no problem with us beating a team like China or anyone else out of sight for them to let them realise. Because remember, China used to be a big player in the women's game, and they are still Asian champions, right? I believe that you should like batter them. You should batter them so as
and actually realise the gulf.
Embarrasses their federation for them to do more. And that's why we don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop at 8. If it's 10, if it's 12, go for them, because let them know that this is the level that this game's going to.
God, I can remember when I first went into the senior squad, I was 16 and we went to Germany away and we got beat like 5-6-0. And like the gulf in class, even though you've still got like the likes of Kelly Smith, Rachel Yankee, and I was thinking, oh my God, we've got so much work to do. But you have to go through that to experience we need to be better. We need to train more. And the FA, fair play to them, have actually really invested in it. But I think for me, obviously the girls have been so good at just beating who's in front of them. And I think that's the biggest thing for England, is that they know how to get it done, regardless of form, regardless of who's playing where and who is maybe playing well or not so well. I think that is a strength of ours, is that we can play whoever and still win.
When I watched the game, I look at some players who I thought, okay, maybe you could have done more. Blinkinda Brown, you'd like to have seen her do a little bit more. I think as good as Aggie's playing for Chelsea, and Aggie's in that squad, she'll probably be in that squad, whatever happens. If there's a tournament at the end of the season, she'll be playing. Thought she should have done better with her chances, what she had. So I think that Serena, all she can do is judge them by what she sees in those games, and you have to be more ruthless than that. I think it's chances that she should have taken. So because there's no way anyone's going to play in front of Leslie at the moment. No. So if you get an opportunity like Aggie got against Ghana, you have to take those. You have to play one.
And when you have someone like Russo, that's going to be the mainstay for a long, long time. You have to just take them opportunities, don't you?
She's on fire. She's on fire right now.
She is. I mean, I'm a big fan anyway.
She had the armband yesterday. She had the armband.
That's cool.
That's really cool. Right?
Yeah, very proud of her, to be honest. She's come a very, very long way in a short space of time.
Well, she's kind of like, and you know what? It's her persona and her company's never flustered. Even when she misses a chance, she just gets up. She does that little thing she does. She pulls her hair down, fixes her ponytail, and she's off again. There's no drama with her. You know what I was going to say just quickly about Ghana and how tactically good they were. When you watch them, and how they set up to a China who, like I say, was 16th. I think Ghana's 69th or 67th, 69th. The way they were set up with their manager, to the way China was set up, you think to yourself, all they need is a little bit more funding. If they get a bit more funding, they will be a problem, because the way they defended, they've got very technically good players at the back there. They brought on a couple of players. I think Kim came on. I can't remember the first name. But I think she came on. She was really quick, a winger. And you think, if they can find a way to then, once we've done the low block or the mid block, and then once we win the ball, be a bit more efficient with how we're going to pass it out. Yeah. Because they broke on us a couple of times, but they just couldn't like see it through.
The final product, but I'm actually really surprised how technical they were.
You know what?
I'm brave.
I was surprised, and I don't mean it disrespectfully, of how organised and how disciplined for how long they were, because England missed some chances and the goalkeeper was leading a charmed life, but their defending was really good. If England players got in and around them, their physicality was too much for them.
And I think that's probably a team that England need to play against more because of that physicality, just to try and play against something a bit different than normally tactical teams, where it's very like chess and it's whoever's going to like make the first move. It's like when you get to the point where, if you look at our team from a physical point of view, there's probably only likes of Leslie, Russo,
Lucy,
like Lotta when she plays. Like you look at our midfield in terms of stature, it's probably not really the most physical. It's like, how do we deal with that? So
I think that, if we get into that situation, I think you have to be passing the ball a lot quicker through lines.
Yeah, you've got to adapt,
you've got to move them quick. You can't let them get close to you. So, that's another thing we have to do. And the same with our wingers. What do you think with our wingers in respects of us moving forward? Who's going to be playing? Because, again, I thought Freya Godfrey should have. She got your goal again. Freya
That's the 20th
I
time.
thought she should have got.
Why didn't you come on the show?
She should have got 10 minutes somewhere along the line in the two squad.
Just to try.
Yeah, because like she's coming to squad, it must be quite daunting for her to come into. We're talking about coming into champions, coming in with champions. I remember going to Arsenal when I went to Arsenal, 89 and 91. They were champions, and I was petrified. This is a young player who's coming into an international dressing room full of champions.
But you think of the environments that she's been in, Ian. Like, it shouldn't really be like that daunting. Like, she's been a part of Arsenal. Yeah, maybe she's not featured as much in the first team. You've got London City Lionesses where they're building, like, they've got players that are like world-class players. Like, you look at like Grace Gioro, like most expensive player. Like, she's been in and around that. So actually that part of it isn't, I get there's a pressure because there's a champions, but actually she's been in and around them sorts of players for a while.
And then, but then you look at her going into the England dressing room with those girls who've just won, and and she's still obviously impressing enough. I'm sure she could have got 5 minutes, man.
Yeah, because I think for me, like when I look at the front three, obviously Russo's a must and Hemp's a must. Like, and I think we spoke about maybe potentially Aggie Beaver-Jones being a part of that front three, because I think she's got so much talent that I just don't know whether we could just leave that on the bench.
No way, definitely not, no.
So that would only leave the right-hand side. But then you've got the likes of Beth, who actually played well against China, scored a couple of goals.
Yeah.
But then we know what Beth can do.
Yeah.
And also, she isn't really regularly playing for Arsenal either,
No.
so...
Well, this is what I'm saying. Beth's not really a starter, but then if there's a tournament at the end of the season, I'd have Beth in the squad.
Oh, yeah, I mean, in terms of what she can bring and what she can produce, but are you like saying she's a starter?
Who, Beth?
For England?
I don't think she's a starter.
So we're probably saying that right side is probably open for...
Well, who can we say? You know what? I quite liked Jess Park there.
Yeah, the roles she plays for Man United.
Yeah, I quite like Jess Park there. I would love to have seen Freya just to see how she would have got on, just to see her in the company with the players. You want her on the pitch when you got players like Kira Walsh on there, people who can find her, get her the ball. You want her on the pitch so she could play with someone like Alessia Russo, so she can link off and play with her. You want to play against the better players. So this is what I was saying. You know what I mean? You want to see those players playing with the best of England. So as then you can see how their levels raise. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's all I'm thinking.
And that right-hand side, if Jess does play like her Man United role where she's like a little bit inverted, like for Lucy, that's like Lucy's dream is just to get... But then for me, when I look back at these last 4 international games, have we still got issues in that position? Because there's only just Lucy.
Yeah, well, definitely. But at the same time, someone like Niamh Charles could play there. If it came down to it, Myla Tizier could play there. That in emergency, you probably could do something like that. But from a long term,
but why have we not got a right back coming through?
I don't know. Even Taylor Hines could play right back if a left back appeared from nowhere, a left-footed left back.
Or a right back appeared from nowhere.
Yeah, but like we do, it is something that we need to do, and the same with the number 6 position, Kira's position.
Yeah.
What are we doing to develop that player? Where are the right wing? Where are the right wing backs? Where are the left wing backs? Where are the right fullbacks, left fullbacks? Those are the things that we have to start thinking about, because we have to try and make sure that we can feed the national teams the players that they need.
Yeah, definitely.
Steph, did you see the piece in the Athletic about the Arsenal and everything was going on there?
Yeah, I
did. What did you think? As a senior player in that dressing room, how would you feel if you was in that dressing room you read that?
I had to read it a couple of times just to kind of digest it, because it was a lot. And to be totally honest, it made us feel really uncomfortable, even though I'm not part of that dressing room. But like going from experience of being a senior player in a dressing room, if that information had come out and a lot of people have read it, it would piss me off.
Seriously?
It would make me angry, yeah.
When you look at what they're saying and what's coming out of the dressing room, even as a senior player, as much as that would make you angry, surely there's something that people have got to be saying, the people upstairs, well, we've got to fix this. For that to come out, because it's come from quite credible people,
That's the worrying thing when you read it, like it was someone close to the club.
Yeah.
And there was a cultural and structural problem. Like, you don't just make stuff like that up. And that's what made me mad, because I'm just like, that is someone that either on the ground in the club or in and around that knows a lot of information. And for a player and being like that as a senior player, you want to protect your team as much as you can. And I've been part of teams where, God, there's been some stuff going on, but nobody ever knew about it, and it was dealt with in-house. And for me as a captain or a senior player, my main aim would be, okay, well, we've got to make it better.
Yeah.
Like, that would be my own focus. It would never be, well, who's leaked this or who's done that? Like, it would be like, okay, well, what is the solution?
Yeah, how are we going to fix this? Because I think a club of Arsenal's size and stature, you have to expect that.
Yeah. And that's where the game is now, Ian.
Yeah.
Like, we've probably seen that from men's for however long now. Like, if there's a little bit of dressing room unrest, it comes out in the papers. Yeah, of course it does.
That's something that happens all the time in the men's game. You know, you hear that kind of stuff, and then of course you think, right, well, who can that be in that? But then you kind of get on with it. But I think that Arsenal, with everything what's going on with Arsenal, especially with the fact that, you know, like, who is it? Like, say, is it Faringa, what's her name? Megan Faringa, James McNicholas, and Charlotte Harper, they're credible people. They know stuff. And what they're saying, you know, even if 50% of it is true, it's still pretty kind of like damning.
How did you feel as someone that is Arsenal?
I'm quite, you know, it's a good piece because there's certain things that I know about it that you think, well, okay, they've heard that, which is quite worrying because that says to me, these journalists, they've gone deep. It's not like, oh, they're just coming in and writing a piece where, oh, we're just going to have a bash at Arsenal. This is something that they've gone deep in. And the thing is, what I think with Arsenal, you have to welcome that and you have to make sure that you're putting in place the pieces that's going to make them think, well, we don't have to answer them. We're not going to lower ourselves or whatever to answer them about what they've said. What we've got to do is prove with the actions that we're trying to do behind the scenes to change people's opinion of what's going on. Of course, when things are coming out of the club like that, it's because there's a lot of dissension. There's a lot of unhappy players there.
So do you see this as something that can then maybe kickstart them changes that are being spoken about? I
think they're making the changes, but they're going to take time. And this is just something that they're not used to, but they should be used to because it's Arsenal. They're getting this kind of stick and like they feel like they want to retort. They don't need to retort, especially if they're behind the scenes trying to make these things right. Because you look at it, for instance, I've been quite critical of them in respects of moving players on.
Yeah.
Now, the more you think about something like that, we've got players there who have been there from Joe Montemurro, Jonas, players that it's very difficult to move those players out, whatever you're trying to do. But then again, you've got young players in that squad who feel like there's no pathway in respect of the manager picking them. So you've got the players who feel like there's no pathway. You've got the older players who probably don't want to move. They're staying where they are.
Yeah.
You've got the club trying to move them on because the club obviously see that after the Champions League, they should have done it. Should have been ruthless and they should have done it. They didn't do it because, for whatever reason, if I say scared of the players, it's too strong a word, but they've not been ruthless enough in moving it on so as they can get to the place where they get them young players in, get the young players comfortable in the environment, let them know that they're going to have a chance. Then what happens is if it doesn't start going well, you can say, well, they are in transition. We've just had to get rid of legends who've just won the Champions League and we're getting to the place where we want to try and get to. That's what they need to be doing. And then what happens is that you then start putting faith in the new players.
Yeah, I think you guys have always said about the fact that that kind of pathway is blocked for young players that are either...
If you're a young player at Arsenal, whoever it is, you know, don't name names. If you're a young player at Arsenal now, with the way Arsenal started the season, the way they're playing, not pulling up trees, it's not going great, why wouldn't you be upset with that?
No, I agree in terms of, I think like there's young Arsenal players that have come through the academy that have never really been given a shot because I get it when you're like one of the top 3 or 4 teams, like you're so desperate to win that you probably just go and buy the best player. Like you go and buy Olivia Smith for £1 million. Whereas actually, was there someone in-house that you could have actually kind of gradually just got them included into the squad and give them 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just training with them players every day.
But I still like to see Arsenal going for Olivia Smith.
Yeah, but I'm saying in terms of like, is there Olivia Smith already there that they've not been given an opportunity to, but she's been given an opportunity at Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's sport, and so then she's obviously kind of got that experience to go, actually, well, we'll buy her for £1 million. But then even when you speak about like the likes of Kafaji, there was so much talk about, and I can always remember when you signed her, I was like, honestly, oh my God, this girl's good.
Yeah.
You see clips of her and she's raw, she's got something different, but then you literally see her at West Ham away.
Yeah, cool, pullover. Kyra Cooney cross.
Yeah.
You know, Freya Godfrey obviously going out and loan, and she's moved. But the fact is that things have to. I think that the summer now we'll probably see.
I
some
think
big
Champions League, yous winning the Champions League, there was more pressure on you guys than the actual trying to win the Champions League. The aftermath of being a Champions League champion and being like the Queens of Europe or whatever you want to call it, like the pressure's on you even more because you've won that trophy.
Yeah.
And I think that moment of, I understand in terms of players that have been there for a long time. And I think there's a certain way to do that in terms of like, okay, you can't just take her out, you can't just take her out, but there's this way of being able to tell them that potentially that it's changing and they've never done that.
I think, again, I'll go back and like I say, I think they missed the trick because I think that the winning of the Champions League could have been the cut-off point to say, listen, this is it now. Well done. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But we're going in this direction now because I think that the young players that we've got and that we, you know what I mean, that we've had and that have now moved on and we've got, they could be good enough to maybe take Arsenal there. Then you add in maybe an Olivia Smith just because, you know what I mean, because you feel like, and a Taylor Hines experience and a great player in Olivia, you're hoping that she's going to realise her potential there.
But she only shines though, Ian, if that, you know, when you talk about culture, like if that culture's right, then players that get added, like they need to feel comfortable. And like we obviously don't, like in terms of like, I'm not privy to how that works every single day at Arsenal Football Club. But like going off experience, like if that isn't okay, the environment's not good, these players don't thrive. Yeah. They really don't. And then the only way when I was reading the article, like it does make sense why Arsenal probably haven't played as well. Is what we expect them to do. We expect them to be challenging Chelsea for the title at this stage in the season. And I think it's been shown that there's obviously some cracks there.
Massive, yeah. I think there is.
And I think you can always look at the manager and, okay, potentially has she dealt with individuals properly? Maybe not. We don't know. But then you've got to look at players. You've got to look at the whole actual setup of the club in terms of that ambition because off the pitch stuff, unbelievable. The Emirates, the amount of tickets that you sell in terms of commercial value, like that is a club where everybody's trying to copy. Yeah. But ultimately, like it's on the pitch now.
Well, this is the thing. They've got to, because like I say, with the piece, there's no smoke without fire. Yeah. So like I say, it's up to Claire, James Honeyman, as well. I think that even Jodie Taylor's in this. Jodie Taylor's been in there for 18 months now, I think, shadowing Claire. So obviously she's got a job to do, and it's them three now. It's up to them three to make this happen.
But
now.
Also players like
but the thing is that it depends on what players you keep. The players you have to recognise which players, if everything in that dressing room is going like it, which players need to be moved on, which players will then welcome the new players in, not even just the new players, the young players, the new players, the new Arsenal going forward. You need to pick those players out, see which ones can stay, because you do need the experience. But then you've got to then be ready for the transitional period of it might not work for a bit. Yeah. You know, people saying, oh, you shouldn't have got rid of this one, shouldn't have got rid of that one. You've just got to bite that bullet and get that done. And I think that if that doesn't happen this summer, then I really do worry. If we don't see some big players moving on in the summer, and I'm not saying Arsenal throw them out. I'm saying it needs to be changed for the benefit of those young players, the benefit of those young players who are playing at a club like Arsenal, who want to be successful, who feel like they're like stagnating.
And playing for Arsenal is obviously huge. Like there's extra pressure in the sense of that this is a football club that's done unbelievable for a number of years, not just like Man City, like we were being 10, 11 years old. That's it, really, in terms of being in that professional. Like, God, Arsenal have got that fan base because of years and years of success and unbelievable players. And that there is that extra pressure when you do play for the club. But I think for me, hopefully it is a bit of a turning point.
I hope so too. I hope so too, because of the standing that we've got in the game, and the fact that we, as a football club, you know what I mean, we should be challenging for all the big honours. We should have unbelievable dressing room. We should be welcoming young players. We should be bringing players from all over the world to come to Arsenal to take us to the next place. And at the moment, we're getting pieces written, credible pieces, if I'm going to be totally honest, about what's going on inside our club. Massive worry. So I think they've got a lot of work to do, Claire and that, but I think that they'll be doing it. Claire will be doing it.
Yeah.
So, predictions.
Our favourite time.
Shall I read out? So first place
Yeah.
got K. It's just K. That's what it says here. 49 points.
Oh, wow.
Flying. Steph Houghton.
See it better?
Steph Houghton. She's in 6th. She's got
6th?
Yeah. But like you've got 45 points, so it's not bad. And I'm in 38th with 35 points. But I'm not really too fussed about it because I feel like I could pull it back.
You can get points back.
But like, yeah, well done to Kate on 49 points, doing well. Must be a few people in between 49 and 45 are doing okay because you're 6, but I'm 38th.
No, this is your week. I keep saying this every week just to be positive.
Okay then.
Come on
So,
then.
Saturday and Sunday games. So, it's big game to start. Arsenal-Liverpool. I'm going to go with Arsenal. 3-0. Even though I feel like Liverpool, something's happening. I can feel
Liverpool
it.
are turning a
It's
corner.
starting to happen. Gareth's getting his thing going.
But Arsenal at the Emirates,
That's what I'm saying. Should I give Liverpool a go? No, I'm not going to. I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal.
I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal.
That's just safe, that is, from you. That's just really... I wish I went 2-0. I'm going to go...
Do you want to go 2-0?
No, I'm not going to give him a go. I'm going to go 3-0 and just get on with it.
Right, okay.
Right, what are you saying? Spurs Villa?
I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs.
Yes, Spurs, I'm feeling something.
Spurs had a good result against you guys. Well,
That's at home as well. I'm going to go 2-0 to Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Right, your team, London City Lionesses.
London City Lionesses. I feel like it's starting to happen.
V Brighton.
Yeah, and I think that Godfrey, obviously, it's just a 5th mention.
Just say she's going to score like 2 hat-tricks or something.
Right, no, Freya Godfrey, I think, coming off of the back of training with England, if it's anything to go by when you know what it's like when you first get in, when you go back to your club, you're just like flying. So I'm going to go with London City Lionesses to win this one. I'm going to go 3-2.
Ooh, close.
I don't just say like easy ones like 2-1, the most popular score, 2-0. I'm going hard for 3-2.
Just because I said 2-1 for Spurs Villa.
I should get extra points if they beat them 3-2. I should get something extra because that's a big prediction.
I'm gonna go. You
see,
4-1.
4-1 to London City Lionesses.
I feel as though they've got goals, but they'll concede.
I know what you've done there. You've just because I've gone with 5 goals. You've just gone a different way to get your 5 goals.
Whatever you're saying, I'm doing.
So 4-1. Okay, I'm looking out for that one. United West Ham. I'm going to go United to beat them. I'm going for everybody on the left side at the minute.
What, everyone at home?
Yeah. I'm going to go United.
I think we have to go United.
Yeah, I'm going to go United against West Ham.
They need to pick up points in this league.
Is it me first or you first?
No, you can go. Come on.
No, I went first on the Lionesses. I said 3-2, so it's your first with United.
I'm going to go 3-0 United.
Are you
going to do the same? Say the same then?
No, I'm not saying the same. I'm going to go... Maya's playing too well. She's just going to not let no one... Is Talis Joyce back in goal?
I don't know. I don't think
She's
so,
not back, I don't think. Okay, I'm going to go with... You went 3-0. I'm going to go 3-1.
Right, okay.
3-1 United. Leicester City.
One City.
I'm going to go... How many are you going?
4-0 Man City. Sorry, Leicester.
See, yeah, but I can't give
Got
Leicester a goal.
Hempel back in form. Bunny's scoring.
Bunny's going to score. Viva probably caused some problems, won't she? 5-0.
All right, okay.
I'm going to go 5-0 City.
You're just got one more than
Well, I had to because I think they'll score more than 3. And if they score more than 3, and then it's 4, I'll be devastated if it's 4. Yeah, I'll be thinking about you getting 4, and then I'll need them to score 5.
Right, you can do this one first. Chelsea v Everton.
Chelsea. Chelsea 3-0.
I'm going to go 2-0.
Okay, that's good. I thought you were going to go lower than that.
No, I think we're thinking about it too much.
Yeah, maybe we are.
Slipping down that
Is
league.
that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Nice one. You okay? What are you doing for the rest of the weekend?
Just watch some footy, City Sunderland, watch the girls' game as well. So, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going to do because obviously I'm going to watch the game, the Arsenal game. We've got Brentford, and then on the weekend Villa, which I'm really scared of that. But you know what? I'm hoping that the girls can put in a good performance against Liverpool and take the.
I like it when the league's back.
Yeah, take all the noise away. So hopefully that'll happen. But thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. See you soon. See you next week.
Bye.
Take it easy. Bye from Crossways.